What up, fam? Have you heard about common law? I researched like always, but check out what I found. Entertainment purposes only, but look.
Did you know in the Constitution that speed signs were only meant to suggest speed? They're not supposed to be enforceable by fine, by fee, by jail time. All that is repugnant to the Constitution. But let me show you. Let's not talk about it. Let's be about it. Check this out. A lot of people might not know that there's different jurisdictions in our country. There's a thing called land jurisdiction. That is what was written for the Constitution, we the people. It's written for the land jurisdiction. This is called common law. Common law is for a living man or woman. It's very simple, very basic to comprehend. It's not difficult. It's not sneaky. You're not going to hear a word and it's going to be like an opposite meaning. It doesn't work like that. Common law is for the common man so everybody can comprehend what it means. That's the way the Constitution was written, for the land jurisdiction. Everything in the Constitution was written for the land jurisdiction, for the living man or woman. Common law of the land says if there's no victim, there's no crime. So who's the victim for a speeding ticket? Who can go on there and say this, people injured me? I was injured by who? The state of Texas? The state of Texas can't physically walk into court and say, yeah, he injured me. No victim. Hold on. No victim, no crime. That's what common law is. If there's not a victim, there is not a crime. And that is how the Constitution was written underneath that jurisdiction. Yep. That's a fact. You may not be aware of it. Doesn't change the fact that it's the truth and a fact. So how did speeding violations, speeding tickets, traffic tickets, how did they turn into commerce? How did they switch from common law land and how did they switch it all to commerce, admiralty, maritime, statutory law? How'd they do that? It's all commerce. When you go to court, for a fact, it is not in the jurisdiction of the land. You are going into commerce courts. Everything's about commerce. It's not about justice. It's about business. Like this.
President Business is going to end the world. But he's such a good guy. And Octan, they make good stuff. Music, dairy products, coffee, TV shows, surveillance systems, all history books, voting machines. Wait a minute.
So ask yourself, how did they turn your courts from common law, must be a victim to have a crime, all the way into commercial law, where they can just create all kinds of ways to tax you, fine you, fee you when you go to court? So how'd that happen? That's a whole nother rabbit hole, but it happened. For a fact, your courts are commerce. Here's some simple proof for you. When you go to court for anything, the first thing filed on your all capital name and social security number is a bid bond, SF-24. They file these on you with the Bureau. They file these right here with the government, with the Bureau of Fiscal Services. That's where they file them. Money gets cut and sent to the courthouse. How's that possible? How? Ask yourself how. After that one, it goes to the performance bond, SF-25, and then the 25A. If you took all traffic violation, all the resources going to traffic violations, all the police, everything, and switched it to child trafficking, we could end child trafficking. End it. That's just one thing. Now, doesn't that sound a lot better? People seem to believe, like even my own mom, she's like, but Kenny, if people don't have to follow these government guidelines that are for our safety, people are going to crash and die. I was like, no, they're not. They can still be recommended and it could still be common law. You cause an injury to someone, you are liable. That's the way it was meant to be. If you hurt someone, you're liable. That's God's law. That's common law. That's law of the land. That's the way everything was written. That's what everybody died for. That's what is meant to be here. And all that has been stripped away and converted into a greedy system that enslaves everybody. The system enslaves the judge, the prosecutor, the county clerk, we the people. Our police officers and sheriffs. It enslaves everybody. It's a system that we the people have to unite. We have to see it. We have to see our fellow man being lied to and know how to articulate in a way that doesn't offend them so you can have your best outcome. You want your best outcome? See everything for what it is. It's a system, y'all. It's a system, and it's against all of us. Here's the ugly truth. Like my mom said, it's for our safety, right? Stuff bothers me so much. I'm like, you are crazy. It ain't for your safety. Watch this. Those that give up essential liberty, our right to speed if we want to. We want to speed 5 or 10 over. We shouldn't have to go and pay a whole week's labor for a lot of people, or a big portion of it, to the system. That is slavery, y'all. To gain a little temporary safety. So you're giving up your liberty, your ability to be free, to have recommended signs. You can speed if you want to. As long as you don't harm nobody, you're good to go. You cause harm, you're liable, and you will be held accountable. And that's what the police and sheriffs should be enforcing. Crimes that have a victim. That's what it was always meant to be. What it's all turned into is this big commercial system that gets everybody. That's how you know. Because if a cop whistle blows, what happens? They come after him. If a judge whistle blows, they typically meet Jesus after that. That's what happens. If people get rid of them, the system gets rid of these good people that speak out. It is against all of us, and that's how easy it is to see, because anybody inside the system who goes against the system disappears. Oh, they had a heart attack. Oh, they died in a fishing accident. I'm telling you, this is exactly what happens. And that's why I'm not against people. I'm against the system that enslaves all the people. I'm gonna read this over. Those that can give up essential liberty to gain a little temporary safety, driving the speed limit, guys, deserve neither liberty nor safety. I'm telling you, the liberties we've given up under the guise of safety has been the exact means, the cataclysm that has enslaved us. We have to know our rights. We have to stand up for them so we can recognize an infringement. There's a reason why they took out our education in 1903. General Education Board, 1903, John D. Rockefeller, he took over your education because he don't want you to recognize a rights infringement. It's time to be the salt, y'all. Be the light, be the change. State Nationals rock.